This is the Pat Nat Cast, a podcast hosted by Pat Nat Games. Today I'm joined by Tevlev. He's known for both his long and short form comedic videos that range from Let's Play montages to tier lists and whatever meme lord chicanery lies between. Tev, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I'm trying to bring my best meme lord chicanery.
Perfect. I would expect nothing less. A lot of things go through my head when I'm inviting people. One of the things I was thinking about with you is I was like, do I need to talk differently to someone who's more in tone with memes than I am? Like, I've been out of the meme game for so long. I'm still thinking of like 2019 memes. And I'm like, are there things I shouldn't say, because then it's going to sound outdated. It feels like a different dynamic that I have to adjust to for our podcast today.
I think you should just be yourself. I can absorb expired memes with no problem. You just throw out anything. Hello, I'm dog. All that. I love it.
Hello, I'm dog. I don't know. I have no idea what that even references, but it's good stuff. I did discover your channel though. I was doing my usual rounds of searching through recently uploaded Nintendo related content and stuff. I stumbled across your video and I immediately recognized, like, wait a second, I feel like I've seen this guy before, specifically commenting on one of my videos in the past. Turns out you've got some really cool stuff, and I'm super happy that you decided to join me today. I think we're going to have a good time discussing various topics. And the first topic, something that I always discuss, because I always like to prepare a little bit of an icebreaker question just to help the audience get to know you, to help us get to know each other, and to maybe help us get to understand the meaning of life if the question has that scope, which it doesn't. You like Smash Brothers, right? That's the thing you like?
Yeah, Smash is all right, yeah.
Yeah, Smash is all right. That's the icebreaker question. No, I actually I noticed you recently made a video talking about characters that you want to add to Smash Brothers, specifically citing that some people don't want to add more characters and you think they're crazy. And I say citation as if that's word for word, which it is not. But you said something like that, and I felt a little bit called out. Not purposely called out, but before I've talked about how I kind of feel like maybe at some point enough is enough with characters in Smash. And I thought maybe we could make a little game out of that.
Okay.
Clearly, you already have some characters in your head that you want to be added, but I'm not going to simply ask you what characters do you want to be added to Smash. I want to set up a challenge to where you see how many characters you can add while cutting out 5 of the previous characters for every one that you want to bring into the roster.
Okay.
It's an expensive ask. You every character you want to add, you got to get rid of 5 that are already in the legacy. And I think that would be a roster that I would kind of be into, because it would seem like a very risky but refined roster by trimming some of the fat, if you will. I also have a roster image if you want me to send it, just so that you can remind yourself of who's actually in the game, because I forget all the time.
That would be handy for convenience for sure. And for the record, I do love Smash. I do know all the characters in it, but out of convenience, yes.
I know every character too, but then when I see the character selection screen, I'm like, where the heck is Dr. Mario? I have no idea, and I'm searching up and down, and I can't find it.
Right.
So those are the characters. Like I said, I know you've already got some that you wanted to add, but will you add them at the cost of removing 5 others?
I mean, listen, I'm the type of guy that I don't want anybody to be cut. This is going to be tricky for me. I'm excited. This is a good challenge.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, like, dude, they can have 200, 300 characters. I don't care. I think that would only enhance the experience, but I know I'm crazy for that.
Well, to give you time to think about it, what I'll say is some characters that immediately come to my mind where I would probably cut is like, okay, there's probably a character I'd rather have than Piranha Plant. Let's say Pac-Man, if I'm just being real with you. Don't know if I necessarily need Chrom, like I need some other characters I'd like to be added.
Right.
I would maybe even get rid of Min Min, mostly because I hate playing against her, but that's kind of more biased. I do think Arms is a cool thing to represent. I don't like those arms.
Right. So I'm looking for the 5 duds, and then you're gonna
the 5 duds. Yeah.
Okay, 5 duds. Yeah, I don't think about who to cut really. Even okay. What about Echoes? Because Chrom is like Roy.
Because we're cutting 5, I will allow Echoes.
Because there are definitely some duds in here. There's some that I think that they would have never been added if they weren't added when they were added. Like Palutena.
Sure.
she has a lot of cool character moments in Kid Icarus Uprising, but she definitely comes to mind as like they would have never added her at any point besides Smash 4. So I would say Dark Pit.
Sometimes you factor in the Sakurai bias too, and I think Dark Pit is a great example of like, well, all right, we're glad Sakurai's happy, but let's be real here. How important is Dark Pit?
I know Dark Pit, but before Funky Kong as an echo, I think we'd all want Funky Kong more. A bit odd.
That is fair.
I love all the weird ones. Like, okay, Corrin, a Byleth.
Yeah. Actually, the game would be a lot easier if you just did Fire Emblem characters.
Yeah, and let's go with Min Min as well. Just because I don't think I'm not crazy about ARMS. I don't think we needed it. It's not like people were really clamoring for like, I know there's ARMS fans out there, but did we need it?
Guilty.
Like yeah, like if you really want to see an ARMS character fight, you can just play the game. I also feel similarly about some of the fighting game characters.
I think sometimes the characters get a little too exciting for my liking, and I think things like the crazy extended reach of Min Min, it's just all extra data that's harder for me to process in my garbage disposal of a head. And I think when I see too many crazy things like that, I'm immediately like, all right, that's one that I could do without.
Yeah, I think it's crazy because it's just kind of mundane. Like Min Min's best option is to just throw the little ring thing at the edge, so you just can't grab the ledge. Like that's real exciting. It's not like Sephiroth, where he has big,
I hate that.
Big swords and explosions, which can get you, but at least it's like, oh well, I got hit by a big explosion by like Sephiroth, and not just a little ring at the edge. It's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I think it's what you would call a DLC dud. Maybe it was to even out the ratio of exciting DLC characters. Like, no, this is getting too exciting. Let's throw a dud Min Min in there. Right. I think you've got 5 now, right?
Yeah, that's 5.
Who's the first person you want to add to get rid of that 5?
It's got to be Solaire. It's got to be my guy Solaire from Dark Souls. Like I made the video.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm in the video. I mentioned I want Solaire in, or Siegmeyer. I think I'll go with Solaire, but I didn't really lean into the fact that like this is like up there. I was like, I really want a Dark Souls character in. I just wasn't going to admit like he's in my top 3 for sure. My other top 2 characters I want in, I didn't even put in the video, but that's enough. My next one. My next one, I will reveal who that is. So the next 5 would be pretty easy. I'm thinking Young Link. It's easy to, with the, if we're at round 2 of this little game, to get out some of the redundant characters. So Young Link, it's already kind of a scourge. People might say that there's 3 Links,
right,
or whatever. So yeah, Young Link, Daisy, maybe. I think Pyra and Mithra.
Okay, that still only counts as 1, just to be clear.
Yeah. Pyra / Mithra. That was 3. I mean, I don't like cutting anybody.
It's not easy. I love asking the questions that make you hurt inside.
Right. Let's go with Chrom and Dark Samus.
Dark Samus.
I guess I
get it. I just, as a Metroid fan, like having so little Metroid representation in Smash kills me. But I also get it. We don't need both Dark Samus and Samus. Especially if they're just going to make her a clone anyway. She didn't have to be, but they made her one. It's okay. It's fine. I'm not salty. It's okay.
Right. It's just because if you really need that gameplay, you can play Samus. But yeah, Echo should have had different special moves for sure. Like, what's that really going to mess up with the balance? Probably nothing.
I don't know. You know what is going to mess up the balance? Whatever character you're going to add in their place.
For sure. Yeah, I'm thinking Bomberman. He's like basically a Nintendo character, and he's cutesy.
Yeah.
He drops. Just please don't make all his moves throwing bombs, which I feel like they would do.
Kind of like how like Sonic, maybe less so now, but originally just felt like it was all like just ball moves. Like I feel like they could do the same thing with Bomberman. We'd just be like, okay, yeah, another bomb over here.
Right, the most annoying moveset. They might, but I hope they don't.
I mean, it's in the name.
It is in the name, but they could do something else like Bomberman Hero. He can like wind up bombs, and what if he could like punch with a bomb? Right. I know that doesn't make sense, but if he damages himself as a gimmick, like kind of like Pichu.
Oh, yeah.
But like he has a lot of close ranged bomb moves. You know what I mean?
Given Smash's recent approaches with adding like extra freaking like pull down menus and stuff that they do to some of the newer characters. I could see them doing something like that with the power ups that you get in the Bomberman games. Like you could turn on your fire mode or your extra range mode, or things like that. Oh, you could have aerial bombs that does like a cross in the sky, similar to that one item. You could have things like that. There's potential with the Bomberman. I like that pick.
Yeah,
I like it.
Bomberman's cool, dude. Yeah, he can do a lot.
Are you risking more?
Yeah, I'm still going. Yeah, we're just
Okay.
we're picking now. It's going to be hard. It's not that juicy
Yeah.
cutting the echoes. Like the last 3 I picked were
Right.
somewhat clones.
Sure.
Okay, I could say Richter, and even though I don't want to cut him.
I'll be honest. I've never seen someone so sad to get rid of Richter, but I believe you.
It's only because I like Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night.
Oh, well, fair enough. That's proper reasons then.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to cut Dr. Mario. He's the stupidest character in the whole game.
Cutting a dagger in my soul with that one, but yeah, sure. That's fine.
Yeah, you did mention Dr. Mario earlier about finding him on the.
I'd consider him my
select.
secondary. I like the doc. What can I say? The Dr.
But-
Mario games are fire, but that's okay.
Yeah, if only they represented that a little bit in his moveset. He's just Mario in a different
That is
outfit.
fair. And he has all the cool moves that they got rid of for Mario too, though.
That's true. His down B.
That single move. That's the only really cool move that he has.
Right.
But he has
Back
a sick
in Smash
throw
4.
also,
Oh, right. The aggressive back throw. You're
super aggressive throw.
right. Let's go ahead and cut Wolf out.
Wolf?
If I didn't,
Now you're getting
Yeah.
rid of my main.
I'm sorry, but
Just gunning for me. Dark Samus, Dr. Mario, and Wolf? You kidding me?
see, that's the problem with cutting characters. It's always somebody's favorite, even if it is like a random guy like Dr. Mario.
It is true. There's nothing random about the doc.
He's the most random guy. Again, back
Yeah,
in
he's the most
Melee,
random
if
guy.
they were really scrounging for clones, make Funky Kong. Not,
Well, Funky Kong stocks were low around the Melee time.
I mean, I don't
Like
care.
he had the N64 representation in Donkey Kong 64, and then but other than that, like I don't know, Funky went on a hiatus for a while. I think he needed a break.
Yeah, I mean, he was still, he was in the
He
first
existed.
3 country games, and DK64. He was still somewhat relevant or recent. Melee wasn't that new. I mean, they put in the Ice Climbers for Pete's sake.
That is fair. I guess the mythos of Funky though really only became big when the internet became big, right? Freaking Mario
Yeah.
Kart Wii and all the sports games, and hitting baseballs with a surfboard. Like, I think
did
the
that?
cult of Funky really started later.
Yeah, it got a little memey. I liked Funky well, he actually kind of freaked me out as a kid, not gonna lie. He walking in like shooting guns in DK64 was a bit weird. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it would have been better than Dr. Mario in a different outfit.
All right, we don't need to keep throwing shots at Dr. Mario. So what's the other character you plan on cutting?
Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and get Pichu out. You don't play Pichu, right?
Nope. Actually, I do play Pichu sometimes, but no notes. I'm okay with Pichu. Even when I play Pichu, it makes me mad. I'm like, I just want you to be a little bit better. But yeah, it's okay.
Easy last pick here would be let's go Toon Link.
Okay.
Just get one link.
So
It's a
you
bit
cut
odd,
out 2
but-
links. No one's going to be upset about that. So what's
Yeah,
the
probably.
character you're replacing? I assume it's Funky, given the lore we're talking about.
I think Funky would be a good just shoe in for like they need a quick character. I'm not that big of a fan of Funky, despite me going on about him.
Okay.
I just think it was sensical back in Melee. I'm gonna be some way out of left field here. Is gonna be Gordon Freeman from Half-Life.
Okay,
He's my number
fair
one.
enough.
I've always wanted him since the thought first came to my mind when I played Half-Life 2. I was
Okay.
like, he's got crowbars and alien weapons and
He does.
cannons that could launch him upwards. That could be his up special,
Freaking
obviously.
gravity gun. That'd be a great
And
thing.
the gravity gun. Yeah. Amazing, like, command grab
Yeah,
special move. It's endless
I could
what he
see
can
it.
do.
I could see it. I think he'd have a little bit of like Snake energy, being just like a straight up man. But I think that's okay. I think we need more Snake energy.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think if I go one
Are you-
more time, we can actually get some interesting cuts here.
Okay, let's go one more time then.
Oh, Ken, he's similar.
If you get rid of K. Rool, I'm gonna scream. Just so we're.
I would
just so we're clear.
never.
I'm
I would never
Okay.
get rid of K. Rool.
That's good. That's good.
Or Ridley. I love Ridley, and I'm a Metroid fan too. Ridley's staying no matter what. He was my
Fair enough.
number one for Smash Ultimate, for the record, other than Banjo.
Yeah. No longer too big.
Yeah. Let's go with Ken, and let's go with the three Miis.
I'll allow you one for the three Miis.
They're
Just
different
because that's an
movesets.
easy slaughter. Yeah, but they all
Actually-
suck, and I feel like it's an easy shot to do just like all three of them, because most of the time they're not even on my selection screen.
Yeah, same. What if I just cut two? Fine, I'm gonna cut 6 this time.
You don't want to cut a third one?
Now that I think about it, I just want to leave one Mii brawler.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
All right,
but I'm
that's
gonna
fair.
cut 6
All right,
this
you can
time.
leave
Don't
the
worry.
Mii brawler. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ken, and then and two Miis, which count as one. Let's go with Lucario.
Mhm.
Let's go with
Ooh, okay.
yeah.
I understand it.
Right. I mean, you got to sometimes. He's just he had his
Yeah.
spotlight. Obviously, you got to go with Falco and Greninja.
Wow. Okay, I'm surprised. I feel like you had a bit of a not necessarily a compliment sandwich, but you wanted to ease the blow after throwing the big guns that is Falco. Falco from Melee Falco. But then you like softened it with like also Greninja. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, Greninja's that makes sense. But I still heard the Falco. The word was said.
I know. It's just I don't know. I'm not much of a Star Fox guy, I suppose.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that also hurts.
Falco doesn't even make sense to me. Did I even cut Corrin? Cut him just for free, just for no reason. And Robin.
Just for free. You did cut Cord on the first round.
Oh, okay.
So who are you adding in place of these layoffs?
So we're gonna go just separate, not even mentioned in my video or anything. It makes sense to pick one of them, but no, we're gonna go with Pitfall Harry from Pitfall the Atari game.
My gosh. Oh, from the Atari. Have you played the GameCube game?
I love the GameCube game.
Dude,
it's a Wii, PS2,
hidden
yeah.
gem. Yeah. That's I've never met another person who's played that game in my life.
I love that game. I replayed it last year.
Yeah.
It's a Metroidvania. It's so good.
Kinda, yeah. It is.
Yeah,
It is crazy good. It's a little bit dated in like the narrative and stuff, but other than that, it's a solid time.
Totally agree. Yep.
I like how they dedicated the whole C stick just to moving his hand around to pick up trophies. That is hilarious.
It's weirdly, it's kind of intuitive because it also does other things like the sling. When you have the sling on, you like pull it back to sling it,
right?
And some other thing. It's just like a separate movement function. So it would apply to his hand when he's grabbing those trophies. It's so funny.
Yeah, surprisingly pretty dang good game. Like that's I wish more people talked about that. Nobody talks about it.
Yeah, it's one of the classics in my eyes.
It is.
Yeah, I think I'd rather. Yeah, I'd rather have a new Pitfall game than him in Smash, but I don't know. I just like he'd be a funny Atari character or Cubert, but I got to go with Pitfall Harry.
You just made my day with that addition. I was not expecting to even think about Pitfall Harry today, and I think it's great that I got to. That was one of my childhood games. Like it's every time I hear a sound bite from it, it takes me way back.
Oh yeah, so good. You can play the Atari version on the GameCube one.
That's right. You can. That's a pretty late game, right? You have to unlock it after you beat it, right? Or is it just like close to the end? I don't remember.
I think you might get Pitfall 2 for beating the game, which is not a very fun game. Pitfall 1 was fine. It's kind of archaic, but it's definitely whatever. The main show is Pitfall, the Lost Expedition.
I did play the original on the Atari actually for a brief period when I was really, really young. My household that did have an Atari, so I got to experience the way intended. But very cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy with the progress we did here. I'm sure we didn't make anyone upset. No one's mad, I'm sure.
Right. I wasn't happy doing it.
No. I a long time ago made a video where I cut out half of the roster, just because I had to. So many negative comments, and I'm like, guys, I had to cut half. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, that's brutal. But it was a very, very fun time. I love making people upset and disappointed. And I think these kind of games are a good way to do that. So
I agree. Me too.
Speaking of you, I feel like it'd be actually a good time to talk about games we've been playing, just because I usually do that around the front end, and we're now some decent ways in. What's been in your hands? What's been on your screen? What's been in your conscious? What kind of games has Tev been experiencing lately?
I've been playing a lot. My main game,
Good.
Animal Crossing New Horizons, the 3.0 update.
Ooh. Okay.
It's pretty
Do you
fun.
want to jump
Yeah,
into that right now, or do you want to save that for later?
we should save that for later because I've also been playing some other games.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Well, briefly, before that came out, there's this game. It's kind of obscure. It's called Zelda Ocarina of Time. I played that again for probably the 100th time. That game's so
I've
good.
actually been playing that again too, like the last 2 weeks. So that's cool to hear.
Nice. That's amazing. How far are you?
Yeah. I on this playthrough, I just got Adult Link, so I'm that far now.
You just became a man. I love to hear that.
I just became a man. I grew up. I put on my big boy trousers and found out the entire world is on fire because I disappeared and opened up a gateway. Turns out Link did a big whoopsie. Maybe a
Yeah.
necessary one, but whoa, that world has changed when you get back. Yeah, I love Ocarina of Time. Super super solid. I
So
also
good.
I'm not gonna get too off topic, but I did get a Nintendo 64 NSO controller, like to work with the Switch, but I have been using it with well, yeah, not just my Switch to play the N64 games, obviously. And that's been great because I have not held like a Nintendo 64 controller in decades, and especially not one with an actual working stick. So I've been playing it with that, and it's been mwah, chef's kiss. I love it.
I know. Yeah. I also I felt for some reason I felt suckered into buying one because I also got one, but like I don't want this. I don't need another controller. It's a little expensive, and I was I was irked
It
by
is.
Nintendo pitching this idea of like it as a perk. They were posing it like it's a perk of having NSO the
Right.
subscription. Like you get an exclusive item that you can
Yeah.
only use with the service that you get by having the NSO service. Like, I mean, you can play it
Right.
with other games, but that's what it's for. It's a bit odd, and I was like, that bothers me. But then trying to play, especially Zelda's Ocarina and Majora, you can't like using the stick to use to pick an item is just like annoying. That really opens
Yeah.
it up. That makes it so much
Right.
better. Uh, it's so good. You learn something new every time you play Ocarina about it. Like it, I
Right.
feel like that was at a time where they were just making games. They didn't really know what was normal, so they're like, yeah, let's just program the bugs to you catch a bug. You don't even have to catch bugs at all in the game, but then
Yeah.
they just fleshed out this bug mechanic. It can crawl inside of those little bean sprout holes, and they just
Right.
give you money. Why did they do that? And they
Yeah.
do other things,
Who
and
knows?
right, it's just they were trying to make it feel like a living world, which I appreciate. Which
You know what's funny? This is very very random, but just something I experienced recently. It's on my mind, and you brought up the bottling bugs thing, and I feel like I got to bring it up. How bizarre is it that you, because there's things we obviously take for granted for just knowing how to play that game because we just all have always known the solution to every puzzle in that game because
mhm.
that's what our generation knows. But there's a before to get inside Jabu Jabu, you need to drop a fish off in front of him, which like I think one NPC or so tells you. Uh, Kind of wild, but literally in the domain, you get sent out to Lake Hylia, which a lot of players probably haven't even been to yet because it's on the other side of the Hyrule Field. You pick up the bottle that's on the ground. Like, oh, a bottle. Hey, what's this big building over here? Oh, it's a fishing hut or a fishing area. Okay, let me go catch some fish so that I can dump it in front of Jabu Jabu. That's not how you get fish. You don't get fish by fishing. What? You're crazy. No, no, you have to go bottle up a random fish you find in the water because you can't just keep the fish that you fish from the fishing pool, even though the game spits you out there. How wild is that? Yeah,
Yeah, I've
it's a
never
bizarre
thought
thing.
about that. Right, that
I
actually
never
makes a
thought
lot of
about it
sense.
too until recently, but I was playing it and I was like, wait, why can't I keep the fish here? You're literally directing me to this spot. Anyways, that's not like a critique or anything. It's just it was baffling my brain. I was like, that's so funny. Like, how was I supposed to sooner gather that I bucket up a fish with a bottle than to go to the actual fishing hut to get a fish? That's neither here nor there. In a long side tangent, I just think it's so funny when I think about it. But
That is
anyways,
funny.
yeah,
Yeah,
Ocarina of
that's
Time's
worth
great.
mentioning. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. The fishing holes, from what I know, is kind of an oversight. I heard this story recently
Mhm.
about the development of the game where there was just someone on the dev team who liked fishing, so they
No
made
kidding.
the water temple boss area a fishing hole. They just made like a little fishing thing for fun, I guess. And then like some of the
Oh my
developers
gosh,
were
that's so funny.
interested in this, and then they're like, we should just make this an area. So they did that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So maybe that originally they didn't plan to have that. They didn't even consider it. Maybe people be confused. No, they just like, let's just put the fishing area here.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if you could fish
Yeah.
in the Morpha boss area.
True.
But
That is
or
true.
you could fish anywhere. Like in Twilight Princess, you can fish anywhere, I believe.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I do think the fishing is slightly more fun in Twilight Princess too, but just slightly.
Yes, slightly. I agree.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Yeah, Ocarina of Time, super solid. May or may not be working on an upcoming project that is requiring me to play a lot of N64 games, and Ocarina of Time has been one of the most joyous to return to because it had been a hot minute, probably since the 3DS version, since I've like replayed it. So I'm just remembering all this stuff that I felt as a kid, and I was like, oh my gosh, what a fantastic time.
Yeah. Amazing game. One of the
Any other
best.
games you wanted to mention?
Um, not really. I recently, because this hasn't been too recent, but I find it almost significant that I
Uh-huh.
got into Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
Are you a
How has
fan
that
of
been?
Kingdom Hearts?
No, but I've had I think like the third guest I've had on who have brought up Kingdom Hearts. The other two even mentioned it as the games they're like excited for. And even though there hasn't been like anything really substantial announced about it, and I find it kind of funny and a little bit sad and reminds me of my love of Metroid. But please go off on Kingdom Hearts and what you've enjoyed about it.
I have to make it clear to anybody who hasn't played it that I do recommend it. You might like it. Like if it looks like it'd be interesting, I highly recommend it because I tried playing it
Sure.
for like years and years ago, like when the PS3 was more recent, and
Right.
I tried playing it. I'm like, I got to Tarzan World, like this is, I can say this now. I was like, this game sucks. This is the worst game I ever played. What do you do? It doesn't
Right.
guide you anywhere. I can't find this stupid vine. Where do I go? What do I do? And it wasn't even that
Right.
fun. But then it was like it was on the Switch, and my GF was like, oh, Kingdom Hearts, that's fun. You should play it, and I should watch you. Okay, I'll give it another try. And
Uh-huh.
actually, it was actually very good. And we played most of the games now at this point. I just got to
Oh, that's
make it
awesome.
clear. I got to shout out from the rooftops. You got to try Kingdom Hearts. I recommend not the Switch Cloud version, but
I have also heard
it's
that
all right.
on this show, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, go play the PS4, PS5, or whatever. That's all I have to say
Sure.
about Kingdom Hearts.
No, that's awesome. No, I'm glad. I'm glad you're finding enjoyment in it. It was always one of those games growing up where it was like, well, it's quite literally. I'm like, that's a Mickey Mouse game. Like that's what my circle would like call like, oh, we're not playing the Mickey Mouse game. We had those two friends like, those are our weird friends. They like that Mickey Mouse game or whatnot. Turns out those friends are awesome. They are still weird, but they are awesome. And it also turns out that Kingdom Hearts is maybe not worth judging based on the cover. Uh, I'm sure at some point I will, out of morbid curiosity, try it out and maybe fall in love with it. We'll see. I do like I do like 3D platformers and I do like 3D adventure games and I like some RPGs that are lighter on RPG mechanics and to my understanding Kingdom Hearts checks just about all those boxes. So
True.
I
Yeah.
might enjoy it. I might enjoy it.
Yeah, I recommend it.
That's great. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations on finding a new series that you're into. I'll just use my Ocarina of Time fish rant as my answer for what I've been playing recently. Um, now we should probably get into Animal Crossing, right? Because
Oh yeah.
you specifically wanted to talk about that. How has your experience been with Animal? I guess I should specify Animal Crossing Shadow dropped an update. I mean, we knew it was coming, but earlier than the Switch 2 edition, which everyone kind of assumed they would be lined up, but they dropped it early out of nowhere. And a lot of people have been rejoicing. It's a free update for the Switch version. Apparently, it is relatively substantial, and that's great. And I would love to hear your thoughts about it, Tev.
Yeah, everything they added was nice and everything. I think some of the important
That's
stuff
good.
should have been in the base game. Everybody since the beginning have been
I
complaining
see.
about the crafting. There's a lot of things you have to craft in bulk, like fish bait. Catching fish is the main
Uh-huh.
mechanic of the game, and
Right.
it's just something that came out almost 6 years later. It's a bit weird, but there's
Yeah.
things that it's definitely like the update added customizing, like the hotel. Like that's just a
Uh-huh.
new building that's there. They can move in and for a day, like these tourists, and wander around your town.
Right.
Which that's something I wanted to talk about. Put a pin in that. But
Okay.
and they added
We'll get back to
Slumber
that.
Islands, which is just creative mode basically, rather than adding
Right.
anything like in a
And
game. It's still like decorating is like a huge mechanic. So it's just funny that they add two random things that is just more decorating.
right. Now, as someone who has played maybe an hour and a half of Animal Crossing, not just the Switch version, but in my entire life, I uh I think of the things that excited me the most from the update. Not that I've gone back to play it, but that excited me the most was this idea of like a creative mode. Is that not living up to any expectations, or because in my head I'm like that sounds like some a fun time I could sink into because I don't have to worry about the restrictions of uh, all the minute tediums that comes with the genre of Animal Crossing, but maybe I'm thinking of things in the wrong way. I don't know.
No, I think that's definitely true. That's what it's for. But you still have to unlock everything. Like if you have to get
Oh, really?
one of a certain furniture or decoration, and then you can use it as much as you want on these Slumber Islands. But you still have to obtain it in the first
Oh,
place, right? And then like building's still kind of slow. It's not like you can fly around like Minecraft creative mode. You still
yeah.
have to
Right.
build everything real. Because I tried it for like 2 sittings. I'm like I don't know. This is kind of
Mm,
it's not my thing. Because then they added some cool Zelda items, but I still have to obtain those.
right.
But you can only get 5 a day, so now I have to wait. It's a bit
Right.
odd. Like it's almost there. They should have just added like really just like a true free. You can build anything you want, but it's not quite that.
Yeah, that's so weird to me. I didn't know you had to still unlock things. That's still a big part of like the base game that you would have to do then to even really appreciate the building aspect, which is surprising to me because that's a huge appeal of Animal Crossing for a lot of people is building up your islands. Why wouldn't they let you have a mode where you just have everything unlocked that you could build? Like, what's the
Yeah,
downside of having that? I don't understand that.
right. I know. At least like the main stuff. Like it's not like they have to have every like little rare holiday item or whatever, but just like the main stuff. Or I don't know. It is a
Right.
bit weird.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, but people, yeah, like you said, people play for the customizing. Kind of mostly, it feels like because when it started out, you didn't really have. Because I've been playing this series since the beginning, since the GameCube, and yeah, you just walk around and talk to your
Right.
villagers. You can decorate your house and your clothing, but as the series went on, the interacting with villagers kind of didn't get any more complicated. It kind of got simpler because the villagers got
Interesting.
lobotomized. And then, but the decorating got like way,
Right.
way more advanced. And it would have been nice if at least like the villagers, if they had some relationship with each other, for example, like
Uh-huh.
you have a friendship level with them, like a lot of life simulators and whatever. It's an invisible like
Right.
point system, but it's still there. But like they might
Yeah.
argue with each other, but it doesn't mean anything. Like there's a lot they can
Right.
explore, but then they don't. It's kind of a shame.
Yeah. Well, and I something I hear very frequently from people like yourself who have played since, much of the older versions, if not since the very beginning, is that the new or I don't even remember what the name of this game is called. New Horizons. Is that New Horizons was surprisingly lacking compared to like previous titans of the series. Uh, so it sounds like this update and other updates still have not brought it up to the level of par that maybe like New Leaf is or other games that they have praised, right?
Yeah, that's definitely what everybody's saying. I think I might have kind of a hot take on that because
Okay.
at this
I'd
point
love to hear
I'm
it.
not even sure what New Leaf. Okay, each update it just added something that New Leaf had, and eventually it'll get to the point,
Really? Okay.
yeah, like the Roost, the coffee cafe everybody likes. That wasn't in the game until they updated it, even though that had been in every game since the DS. So,
Oh wow.
each feature or each update added some feature that was missing. But at this point, I mean, I think they're both good games. They're both worth playing, New Leaf and New Horizons. But I wouldn't find myself playing New Leaf again. I didn't even like the coffee mini game. You can like give villagers the coffee. They come in and they say, "I'll have the usual." I don't know who you are. You want the usual, and I have to deliver the coffee to you. And then it's like, no, this is wrong. And then Brewster's like, you did a bad job. How's that fun? But I think like if you don't know much about Animal Crossing, if you wanted one recommendation, some fans will tell you New Leaf, but I just play New Horizons. It's good.
Right. Yeah, I got New Horizons bundled with a Switch 2 that I got for my little brother. And then with, the digital key cards and stuff, because he was like, I'm not playing this animal game. I'm like, okay, well, I'll take the game or the key card. And then I was playing and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have the patience for this. I've tried maybe 3 times to jump into the Animal Crossing series on DS, 3DS, and now Switch. And each time I'm like, I just think I'm past the time in my life where I can really sink and appreciate this. Just because the waiting, I just get impatient nowadays. I'm a cranky old man is what it feels like. But I have a mad respect for the series. I like how it the GameCube one basically not spearheaded, but it was it started this whole mobile game like daily time or daily return to tasks. It kind of started that genre without even meaning to.
Yeah.
Not that mobile games are necessarily trying to replicate that specifically, but it's so interesting how ahead of its time the original was, and then it's still managed to hold a strong grip on people ever since then. So I've always enjoyed seeing it as an audience member, but when it's in my hands, I'm like, I just want things to go a little bit faster, and this is taking a little bit too long. But I can appreciate it. I had one specific question I wanted to ask about the update, because I don't know if this actually was part of the update or not. I saw when they originally announced it that there was going to be classic games that you could now play in your Animal Crossing. Is that unique to the Switch 2 edition, or was that included in the update?
That's Switch 1 and Switch 2 versions.
Okay, cool.
That was a normal update.
How does that work? Because immediately in my head, I'm like, that it like feels like you're just playing NSO online games, but through a different program. My head was having a hard time wrapping around that whole concept, but I understand that that's been a thing that Animal Crossing used to do frequently, was adding these retro games. Is there anything noteworthy about them adding this? Like, does it feel like a good selection? Is it a lackluster selection? Is it just a really weird idea to begin with? I don't know.
Amazing question. I don't know if you asked the right guy or the wrong guy, because I
okay.
It really don't even get me started on this, because in the first game on the GameCube they had NES games. They had a kind of a good selection.
And
they had like Balloon Fight back then,
that was a really hard thing to actually play on consoles. They weren't you couldn't just play retro games at any time you want like you can nowadays. It's a different time. So that was a much more novel concept back then.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yes, yeah. It was a novelty. Exactly. It was amazing. Right. And I didn't even know what these games were. I didn't know Excite Bike or even NES Golf, NES Tennis and Pinball, stuff like that. It was cool. Even Wario's Woods, they had like random stuff.
I love Wario's Woods. Yeah, that's a great
Wario's Woods SNES is one of my favorite games. So great.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Yeah. And then it didn't come back at all until this update. But I've been thinking, like, people have been asking for the NES games. Like, where, like, they weren't in New Leaf or where they're not in this one. But I'm thinking, if you really want to play Excite Bike on your Switch, you can do that without even having to get up. You just go to the NES games and you can pick from a bunch. So I was being cranky about that. Like, we don't need these back. And then they finally updated it. And they got some Super Nintendo. You got F-Zero on there. You got your favorite Game Boy, Dr. Mario.
Right.
But
classic. I prefer the N64 version, but sure.
right, that's going too. But you need an NSO subscription to play them.
That is the that's the wildest part to me. I couldn't
know.
get over that when I was reading the news out. It was on the show, and I was just reading out the news. I was like, wait, it requires a NSO subscription. That was wild to me. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, because I mean, even as somebody who don't tell Nintendo this, but I'm probably going to be an NSO subscriber till I die. I'm just going to have it all the time because I play Nintendo games.
Sure.
But still, like if you're buying a game, it's $60 game, just have the games on it. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
And then it doesn't even have all of them anyway. Like it might as well just open up a portal into NSO app if they're going to do that. It makes no sense. They should have done original games. I've been thinking this for a minute. This is the thing where if the game's focusing too much on decorating, just add an arcade or something that's like its own building.
Right.
With original games, that maybe it's a parody of Balloon Fight, but it's not emulating an NES game. It's just like the Balloon Trip mode, but you're playing as Villager.
Even if it's just like NES Remix or something, so like that level of tweaks to original games too, even that would be kind of cool because then it's like something you can't experience in other games. That'd be, or like Super Mario Maker, how in Super Mario Maker you could use different costumes to play like Mario levels. Even something like as simple as that, of just switching out the character in a different game or something, like just some small quirky things like that would be awesome. And
right,
light. They'd be light. It'd be heavy or relatively easy things to implement.
Yes, for sure. And especially if they're multiplayer. Because that's another thing. If people come over to your town, there's nothing to do unless you just want to stand around and fish. So maybe you go in the arcade games and maybe they, because they're not true NES games, maybe they're 4-player or 8-player. Maybe you could even talk to your villager and say, hey, you want to go to the arcade? And you can play a game and it's like an AI CPU thing. But no, they're going to add more decorating.
Right, a lot of decorating. Did you ever get to experience the multiplayer on the GameCube version?
Yeah, I played with my brothers, and my dad even got into it.
Would you say you preferred that version of multiplayer than what we currently have? Because that is a take I've heard before, and obviously I can't comment on it because I don't know what I'm talking about. But
dude, they should combine it. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but we're living in the future. Like it's kind of hard to imagine in 2002 playing this, where just have it where your friends can come over online when you're not home, or at least like some connectivity where it shouldn't be like this type of online multiplayer or the old type. They should just find some way to combine both, or maybe there's like a hub area that's online. Like people always say that about the city. Like the city folk had like a little city, but it wasn't online or anything. But they should just have some kind of place to congregate. You can't necessarily talk to people or whatever. It's a bit I wouldn't recommend that in a game, but just have somewhere to feel like there's life in it,
Yeah.
But the original multiplayer was really cool because you get on and you just see like what's happened in your town, but also what your brothers are up to. Maybe they put up a new billboard that says butts or something. That's always fun.
Right. It could be because we're so far from the days of like hot seat multiplayer that that idea fascinates me a lot more than real-time multiplayer with Animal Crossing. But that's just probably one of those grass is always greener situations where I'm like, yeah, that's quirky and cool and we don't see that anymore. I want to do that. When in reality, it's like, how fun is hot seat? Actually, I have no idea. But I've always thought that was one of the coolest things about the GameCube version was saving it on your memory card. Just let someone else hop in for a bit, and then have, I don't know, set up your own kind of games or challenges in that way. I think that's all really cool. And I'd love to see some kind of return to that. All coming from someone who does not play Animal Crossing. So what do I know? What stakes do I have? None. But
you're saying the truth though. It's if they can do it online. But the thing is, it's kind of this was already. You could do this on the Wii. It's not like it disappeared after the GameCube. If people in the same household were playing, Yeah, the Wii version or even this New Horizons one. And I haven't really tried it, but you can do co-op at the same time, sitting on the couch. But I've only
Okay.
seen videos of that mostly.
Huh.
I made another account for myself to get free items and stuff, but it's not like I
As
play with two
as you do.
controllers. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. They should just make
Well,
it more
yeah, that's
online.
all very, very insightful. So overall, just kind of a whelming update is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I hope they add more. That's what I want.
Yeah. Which, they're kind of running out of time on, given how many years ago that game has come out by now. But I guess it is surprising that we not only got a content update this late in, but also a free one, especially or no, it's not free, it's $5. What am I talking about?
Yeah, the content update
I'm
was
crazy.
free. Yeah, the Switch one was. Yeah, the Switch one was $5. The content, the hotel, and the Slumber Islands were free.
Oh, that's free. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Right. Okay, so I'm not crazy. There was a free element.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is cool to see that it is supported way this far in. But yeah, absolutely. When a game should release with certain features, and then you see it happen like 5 years later or 6 years later, you're like, okay, well, we're not in the pandemic playing this 8 hours a day anymore. You kind of missed your chance to really spice up what you had already reached in previous installments. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's all very cool. I'm glad we got a lot of leverage out of that. Some of the news we're definitely not getting to today, and that is okay. I guess the only other thing I wanted to mention, since it's kind of on a similar topic, Animal Crossing isn't the only game that got a free content update. Also, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD out of nowhere got a free content drop. This time, essentially adding Dixie Kong as a playable character, uh, which that game is already really difficult, so I can understand why they added Dixie Kong. She's kind of a noob helper in a way, being able to glide and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of neat. They also fixed a common complaint, which was that when you're playing co-op, two people can't bounce on the same enemy, which essentially kills certain portions of levels if you are playing in co-op. So they fixed that, which is actually really cool. Um, so both wins. Adding new content as well as fixing the most complained about thing of the game. Maybe more people will pick it up in the aftermarket now. Who knows? I have no idea what the sales are for that game, but I feel like just given how little people talked about it, it did not do tremendously as well as maybe a Donkey Kong game should. Um, Anything you wanted to add to that, or
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is just another, just like Animal Crossing example of they added an update that should have already been a thing. Like it was like a
oh
glitch or a
sure,
bug oversight about bouncing on enemies, but they
yeah,
like forgot the sun in the first level as well. Like the
oh
glow
yeah, there
effects,
is a bunch
yeah,
of other stuff too. Yeah,
yeah, graphical or the DK's fur even was like inconsistent. I heard it just
yeah,
seemed unfinished. It made me want to buy the game 0%. I'm not buying the game, but now I'm if it's on sale in the future. If when the next time I want to play DKC Returns, I think I'd play this version,
right,
especially now. And the
yeah.
time trial mode as well.
No, please continue.
That
Did
was
they
just
add
like
time trial mode?
yeah, it's well, I think time trial mode was in the original, but now they added turbo
Oh, I see.
mode or something. It's like 200cc
Okay.
in Donkey Kong.
Oh, I
Be a thing to mess
yeah.
around with for sure.
That game is challenging enough to where I never bothered to even try to experience like post game or alternate modes. I'm like, let me just beat it, and that's as far as I'll go because it's a hard game. But even
Yeah,
then, I played it with like Wii controls recently, and maybe I know you dealt a couple hot takes. I'll deal one here too. I think my favorite way to experience the game is on the Wii. Given given just some various quirks on like sequels and stuff, and for some reason I'm more comfortable or more accepting, maybe more broken because I'm chill with the Wii motion controls of that game for the most part. It's mostly the blowing that doesn't feel great to me. But like rolling, I never really had an issue with it. So I think for the sake of playing on the original, combined with me just being okay with the motion, I'm like, I'll just play the Wii version instead of paying $60 to get like the remake that's not holistically better. If you're gonna remake a game, it should be holistically better. I feel like by traditional on checkbox means, it should be the same but better. I feel like that's what justifies a remake in the first place. If it is anything short, it is a huge shortcoming of a release in my eyes. Like, on what planet should you remake and resell something that is of lesser quality than something that was previously there? So the fact that HD wasn't great uh, is annoying. But I do think it's really cool that they added a free update, even if it was far too late. It's cool. It at least is cool.
Yeah, I agree. I can get behind everything you said. Yeah, I like the motion a little bit too, but yeah, the blowing was the problem. I totally agree.
The blowing was the problem. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think I think that's more of a problem with the mechanic itself, less so the controls. I mean, the controls is
Yeah.
also annoying, but it was just such a pace breaking part of that game to stop and shake to blow and stuff. And thankfully, it was only ever for like optional stuff. I don't think you are ever actually required to blow, which is nice. But people like optional stuff, so that was a bad mechanic. But yeah,
Right. Yeah, and yeah, they got rid of that also in Tropical Freeze, I think. I don't think you could blow in that game.
yeah, I think they did get rid of that. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's a, kind of a weird parallel with Tropical Freeze cuz that game also was on Wii U and on the next console they
right.
added a new character, Funky Mode, but that cost $60 for a new Kong character. But then Dixie gets in for free. I wonder
Yeah.
what they're implying there. Are they implying Dixie's useless?
I think they're implying that the gap between uh, the Wii U game and the Switch game was much smaller than the gap between the Wii game and the Switch game.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're right.
but yeah, I also they're probably factoring in the fact that very few people had actually experienced it on the Wii U because that system didn't sell.
Yeah.
But no, not that necessarily justifies. Of all of the remakes put on the Switch, Tropical Freeze was probably not one of the most content rich editions. Uh, but that's
Yeah.
that's a whole nother can of worms that could honestly warrant its own podcast. As for this podcast, I'll save whatever extra news bits for the next week because I have a very important question I want to ask you before we wrap up.
Mhm.
Tev, what games are you excited about? What do you plan on putting in your hands or plan on putting in your screens and plan on putting in your conscience? What kind of games get you excited these days?
I think the only things I'm excited for are things that don't currently exist. There's no announcement. I want a new Zelda
Sure, which
and
is
a
totally
new
fine.
Animal Crossing.
Oh
The
yeah,
new the Mario 3D adventure. It's maybe
right.
not even a twinkle in anyone's eye right now. A Metroid Prime 5 is
Yeah.
what I want.
It's too soon. Too soon
It's
to be
not
asking.
too soon. No, it's not.
I mean it's too soon to remind us that we just got Prime 4 and we already want Prime 5. That's what I mean by too soon. Like emotionally
Yeah,
that's too soon. Um
I know.
yeah. That is another can of worms. But yeah.
What games are you looking forward to?
Obviously, oh, thank you for asking. I thought you never asked. No. Yeah, I agree with some of the stuff you said. Obviously a new Zelda would be great. I still think we're some ways out. Some rumor or some discussion trend in a lot of podcasts I listen to starts talking about how they're hoping they're thinking there could be a 3D Mario announcement this year and I'm like, "Really? That's like I guess some people are not picturing Donkey Kong as like the team's focus, for the longest time. Like in my head, that is the 3D Mario, just not with the plumber himself. So
I agree.
I feel like we're still ways out from a 3D Mario game, but people might know more than I do. I don't know.
Hmm.
I think it would be cool. Why did you have something you wanted to say about that?
Well, yeah, it depends if maybe they announce it, but then it comes out in like a year or whatever, and maybe they got a different team to make it. I mean, it's possible they could.
I guess
They
that's
could.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, but probably they want that team on it, or at least someone spearheading it who knows what they're doing. Because
I
yeah, DK
imagine
Bonanza
so.
was very Mario like.
Yeah, and I think given how successful critically both Odyssey and Bonanza was, I imagine they're like probably wanting to play it safe with the same team. But uh, potentially, if they were to license out to a different team, not license, but switch over to a different team, someone brought up the possibility of like a Super Mario Galaxy 3 or something like that, right? Something that's not as expansive, a little bit more curated, maybe doesn't require the same team that made the first two. I don't know. But still, I feel like I can't help but feel that in Nintendo's eyes, this was the Mario game that came out because it is scratching that same hardcore Nintendo gamer itch. Um, Even though and hitting the critical highs that is come to expect of 3D Mario, because that's really the point. While these games sell well, the 3D Mario games, they're not Mario's mainstay anymore, right? Uh, like as crazy as it sounds, Mario Kart is kind of like what Mario is for a lot of people growing up nowadays, which
That's true.
again hurts me a little bit because I'm like Mario's so much more, but to a lot of people, that's what Mario is Mario Kart. So I think 3D Mario's role, as opposed to like the new Super Mario Brothers series or side-scrolling Mario series, which always sell bananas high, I think its role is to be like, you're going to sell really good, but you're going to be critically really good as well, and that is the purpose you're filling for Papa Nintendo, is that you're getting those banger review scores from these really good games. So I don't know if they want to risk. I don't think they have any incentive to rush or release sooner or have multiple teams to work on these 3D Marios when 3D Marios is not really what's bringing in the most people in the first place. So that's my thought process: is the in it for the long haul, release with banger reviews, and then back to the grind and get and start working on the next one. I could be wrong. I'm a known idiot. I don't know anything what's going on. But I feel like that is suffice enough information to kind of answer your question, because I don't actually have much of an answer, because you're right. A lot of things are just spectacles in the eyes, and I have to do this every week. Uh, and I think
I think you're making sense
I
though.
think thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the validation. I think we did it. I think we've done. Don't you think we've done it?
Yes, I think we completed a podcast
I
episode.
believe a podcast has been completed. Thank you guys so much for listening. You should hit that subscribe button if you want to check out more episodes coming soon. You can also listen to any of these episodes on your favorite podcasting platform. And for those who are listening, you can also watch the video version on YouTube. So thank you guys. Thank you, Tev, so much for joining. I had a blast. Where can I send people to? Where can the legendary Tevlev be found with your meme lord chicanery and other things? How can people find you?
Just go into the good old YouTube search and type Tevlev.
Yeah.
Tevlev, Smash, Tevlev, something. Just type Tevlev. That's just all I'm known
Sure.
as.
Yeah. The link in the description will probably be easier, but sure, that works too. Any socials or anything you want to throw out?
Just YouTube.
Just YouTube. I like it.
Y-
Simple.
yeah, I know. I'm
That's
just sticking with YouTube. I'm sick of all the other places. I can't stand them.
dude, you're so real for that. I envy your lifestyle a lot. I'm only on
I'm
Blue Sky
trying.
right now.
Mm.
And even then, I'm like, the life of just YouTube does sound very, very nice. But what can you do? I
Yeah,
guess you
it's
could
tough.
delete your account. There is actually something you can do, believe it or not. But uh, you know. Anyways, you can find Tev on YouTube, which is great. Also, you could check out his Discord server if you want to see some of the meme action more in your face
That's
and
true.
real time.
Yeah.
So there you go. Just doing your job for you. It's all good. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next Pat Nat Cast. Take care and so long.
Bye bye.